Hello, hello. Welcome to KimmelsIrishPub.com. So I want to talk a little bit about beer and, more importantly, how we drink it, and how we do it in the pub, how we do it in Kimmel's Irish Pub. So I thought I'd give you a glimpse into the Brewmeister section of the Kimmel's Irish Pub. So I start up top. As you can see, I have a tower built right into the bar. And then below this, inside the bar, we actually have a Brewmeister, which I'll get into in a minute. But before we go down there, I wanted to show you, it's a tower with 3 different spigots coming out. And you could buy towers just like this, or you can buy an adapter. If you already have a tower with 1 spigot, you can actually buy adapters. My father-in-law actually did that, and it works perfectly. I just went out and bought a tower with 3 different ones. Now, it would be nice to have those big ceramic ones and things like that, but you know, for this is perfect. In addition to that, you have your tap handles. So tap handles, I think, are very important because that's what everybody sees when you're serving the beer. They don't so much see all the work behind it, but they see the tap handles. So I have my Yingling Light tap handle. This was actually my mom's, so I inherited that and I brought it up here, so it's now part of Kimmel's Irish Pub. And I have some other ones. I have a Guinness one and different things like that. But what I've also done is make my own tap handle. So you can see here, this is a Arrogant Bastard Ale from Stone IPA, or from Stone Brewing. This one's the IPA. And what I did was, I made a tap handle out of it. And it's very simple to do, and in future episodes I'm going to show you how to do it, so that you can take your favorite can of beer and turn it into a tap handle. It really makes for a unique display when people come into your bar and they see this, because nobody else will have them. But I will show you how that's done and how easy it is to make these tap handles. And now I have 2 stone cans as tap handles and then my Yingling Light. But now let's go down and see what makes up the Brewmeister and how that's all set up. Come on down. Alright, so now we're down low. We're at the Brewmeister, and let's talk a little bit about that. First of all, how do you get a Brewmeister? Obviously you can go out and buy one, or what I did, I got lucky. About 12, 13 years ago, I got married, and it's our 12-year anniversary. Not 13, but we were together for 13 years. Irrelevant. When I got married, I thought, wow, wouldn't it be great to have a Brewmeister at our house? So I talked to my groomsmen. You gotta have enough groomsmen, and I said, hey, instead of giving us money or dishes or a toaster, why don't y'all chip in and buy me a Brewmeister? And they did. The other part of that is making sure that you have a good wife that will allow you to tell your groomsmen to buy your Brewmeister instead of dishes or a toaster and things like that. Luckily, I have a great wife, so that all worked out, and that's how I got my Brewmeister. One other thing, also, I almost forgot, was, you know, when you're getting married, it's hard, but if you can, get good in-laws. A good father-in-law who helped build this entire bar. So everything you see about Kimmel's Irish Pub was built by my father-in-law and myself. 95% him, 5% me, but you know, it's still a partnership. But that's how you get a Brewmeister. So as we know, my Brewmeister is a 3-tap system. And it's a normal Brewmeister that can fit a half barrel in it. So why do I have 3 taps on it? Let me show you why. It's going to look a little a mess. Well, first, before I show you the inside, this is what a regular beer Sankey looks like. This is something you've seen at any keg system, where you simply tap it and the beer comes out, the air pressure goes in, and everything's happy. So I still have it, it will still work, but I have converted mine into a homebrew system. So let me show you inside of here. First of all, I'll show you I will show you a soda cake. This is all this is. This at one point either held Pepsi or Coke or Sprite or something like that, which is very easy to get a hold of. You buy them maybe 10 bucks at a homebrew store or anybody else, but they're perfect for homebrewing. So when you homebrew, you normally brew about 5 gallons. Now you can go up to 10 gallons, you can brew as many gallons as you want, but to start off it's usually around 5 gallons. These things hold 5 gallons. So this is perfect. 53 beers fit in here. So when you're homebrew, you can put your beer right inside of here, and then you simply carbonate it. Once it's all done, you can carbonate it by adding CO2 to it. So you put CO2 pressure on it, you turn it up a little bit, let it go overnight. I'm not going to get into a whole, actually I do. Check out my videos, there's a whole session on carbonating your beer, but you understand how it'll work after you watch that. But then to serve it, you keep the CO2 on it, and you take the out valve and you hook it up to your spout or your spigot, and it comes right out like normal draft beer. So it's perfect, it's small, 5 gallons, and I could fit 3 of them in here with the CO2. So I've converted it using what's called quick connects. So let me show you that. So the out valve is right here, very similar to the in valve, which I can show you up a little closer, but this is what takes it out of the spigot. You hook that right up to one side of these and it'll come out there. Now if you have 1 tank of gas, how are you going to get 3 beers to come out? Well, I had to use a splitter, which they sell at all different kinds of places. I think I got mine at Northern Brewer, but you can see right here it's a splitter, and you can turn it on or off so that you can allow air pressure to go into the keg or come out, whatever you need. Obviously this is your regular CO2 tank, and then a quick connect. So this is a quick connect, so you hook it right there. Now you can turn air on to it. It's that easy to hook up, turn the valves, turn the pressure on, and add pressure to your kegs, allow it to come out. And the great thing about it, like I said, 53 beers come out of that. You can have 3 of them on tap. That's over 100, it's 159, 160, let's round up, 160 beers right there coming out of your tap system at all times. So if you're a home brewer, it's excellent. If you're not a home brewer, that's okay. You can still use the same model. You use these Sankeys, these beer connects here, and you apply the same theory. You can still, I could probably still fit 3 sixtels in, which is much bigger, or a quarter keg. I could probably get 2 quarter kegs in here. Quarter keg has about 83 beers into it. So interestingly enough, the reason I thought of this whole video was I was thinking about buying a quarter keg of beer, and the quarter keg of beer costs $160 with the return. So you get a deposit in, you get $30 off. So originally it's $190, but I have a return, so it'll be $160. And I thought I was really going to go and buy it. It's a quarter barrel of single cut. Single cut, if you don't know, very good beer, hard to come by. You don't find them in your normal distributors. And I was like, let me buy it. Then I looked it up. So 83 beers essentially come in a quarter keg. At 160 some odd dollars for 83 beers, you're talking 2 beers, or $2 a beer, which isn't bad. I mean, that's normally what you're going to pay. If you buy a 6-pack, a $12 6-pack, you're paying $2 a beer, right? It's not that bad, but it's a big lump to lay down for all those beers, $160 right off the bat. Then I started to think to myself, well, what if I brewed it myself? Well, as I mentioned, these little suckers hold 53 beers. So if I could brew the beer, which I can, for less than $50, that cuts the price in half. I'm drinking beer at $1 a piece. Now, of course, my time, my labor is involved in that, but that doesn't cost me any physical dollars, just physical pain. Actually, joy, I like brewing beers. But in the end, it's only going to cost me $1 to have that same type of beer. Probably won't brew it as well as them, but half the price. So I could keep trying and trying and trying until I get it right. So that was the dilemma I was stuck with as I prepared for the Halloween season. I was going to get a beer on tap and use this little sucker, but I was like, let me do the math and see if it's worth it. Still, you get a nice beer for $2 or a homebrew for $1. Let me know what you think. Single cut? Should I have bought it? Should I have spent $160 to buy the single cut, put it on tap? Or should I continue to homebrew and try and make it myself for $1 a piece? That's why I made this video, and that's a little bit about my Brewmeister. More videos to come on the rest of the bar and everything that makes it up, but hopefully you found this interesting. If you have any questions, I think I'm kind of like an expert on this part of it. You know, hooking it up, making it. I did it all myself. So if you have questions on how I did it or you need help, let me know. I don't know how much detail to go into, but hopefully this was helpful and you come back to Kimmel's Irish Pub. See ya.